Hello, hello. Welcome back to the stream. Unless you've never been here before, in which case just regular welcome. It's been almost 2 weeks already, somehow. Which I did not intend to go so long without streaming, but time needs to chill the fuck out. Shit's getting ridiculous. Yeah, it has been. It was like on a Saturday and it was like not this past Saturday, but the Saturday before. I think I did Kirby. So and tonight we're doing Doom. So that's going to be a back to back. Not that there's a long time in between, but when you see these two like lined up together, you're gonna get tonal whiplash. But yeah, welcome back. We're obviously playing some Doom tonight, because that's a thing I can do now. On the Switch. Got my Joy-Con back from being repaired, so I can return to Switch games on the actual TV. Yeah, let's jump right into it, and hopefully I don't have to continuously log into my Bethesda account. But you're gonna have to let me know how the audio levels are on this one, because this game is loud. So, and I mean, even like toying with it, I'm not 100% sure. Didn't they patch that already? Yes. They patched it, but for some reason, like, sometimes it still prompts you for the Bethesda login. Like, I tried, playing earlier, and the game just would not start. It was just frozen on the title screen until I moved closer to the access point, at which point it could log into my useless Bethesda account, which I've created. I've never played any other Bethesda game, so it appears to be working now, so I think we're good. I think we're just doing episode 1 tonight. I'm going to, why not do Ultraviolence, because I know this episode well enough. If I do whenever I do the next episodes 2 and 3, I probably won't do 4. Those will probably just be on medium difficulty, because I'm not as familiar with them. But and then episode 4, episode 4 is a bitch, and I don't think I ever beat it before until just recently. Like a few days ago I finally beat it, and that wasn't even on, that was on like 2nd difficulty, and it was still a bitch. So hopefully this won't go too poorly. I can't do Nightmare Mode, because Nightmare Mode, I think, is just this, but the enemies respawn, and it just gets ridiculous. So, and it's just not fun, because you're just constantly holding off hordes of enemies. And I like to kind of take things slow, which is maybe not how this game was intended to be played, but so something I need to bring up while I'm remembering it, because it won't be relevant next time. On the previous stream, we talked about microphones, and you know, we just had a brief conversation about, you know, microphone quality and microphones that are good for this sort of thing and tools and whatnot. The day after I streamed that, and we talked about that on stream, I went to watch, I don't know what it was, but I was watching something else on Twitch, and I got a pre-roll ad, and it was an ad for a microphone. Not just any microphone, but the Blue Yeti microphone, which was specifically mentioned less than 24 hours prior. So, how's that for targeted advertising? And apparently, if you buy the Blue Yeti at Best Buy, it comes with a free I'm not making this up. It comes with a free copy of Fallout 76. Like, just at the end of the advertisement. I mean, the whole thing was like bullshit, like streamer bait, gamer bait. You know, hey gamers, you want to be the next ninja? Well, you gotta get this fucking microphone so your audience can hear you properly. And then at the end they're like, order now at Best Buy and get a free copy of Fallout 76. And I was like, oh man, you almost sold me on it. And then you included that, and I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'll just find, you know, a cheaper one that doesn't include a game that I don't want. What the fuck am I gonna do with that? Hello. I meant to save. I don't want to be save scum. I'm just gonna save at like the beginning of every level. But I forgot, so. Hello? Oh. He's up there. Yeah, one thing I love and hate about classic Doom, there's no aiming, which I like very much. So just anything that's like vertically in your line of sight is basically, it just targets automatically. I mean, I don't play many first-person shooters. That's not my thing, especially modern ones. All the shooters I play are old. Forgot this. I've probably played like 5 first-person shooters. This Wolfenstein 3D, the original. Doom 2, if you want to count that as a separate thing. I've touched upon Doom 64, but I've played no further than that in the series. And then GoldenEye, which definitely will be streamed at some point. And Perfect Dark, and I think that's it. I think Perfect Dark is the newest first-person shooter I have played. And not the Xbox remaster. Just the plain old N64. Oh, you know what? Faceball 2000. Because, you know, when we think of legacy first-person shooters, what else comes to mind than Faceball 2000? But no, that's in there. Play Fallout 76 Battle Royale. Play classic Half-Life someday. I don't know anything about Half-Life. I just never was into like any of that stuff. It's really weird that I even like this. I think this just kind of this is so like arcadey to me, and I think that's why I like it. It's like simple. It's not very realistic, even though like at the time this was like the height of graphics. But I think this also just came around at a time where this was like I had never seen a first-person game prior to this. I don't think, unless maybe I did play Faceball, but I don't know. But this was like amazing to see in the mid-90s, and I didn't have we didn't have a computer until 2000. Jesus. And so, you know, a lot of the time, any computer game I played up until that point was just at like friends' houses, and we had this one friend who had Doom, and I don't know if he even had the full game. It might have just been like the shareware thing, so like just episode 1. But yeah, I remember we got like really into this one summer, and then we would eventually also get very into GoldenEye a few years later. But yeah, this was like the coolest thing I had ever seen, and like I'm not big on like horror, I'm not big on like violence, I'm not big on guns, but this was just like cool, and it was fun. It was different, it was new, everyone was talking about it. So, and he also had, well, I remember, like, we used to go over to their house in the summer when my parents would go to work, because, you know, we were like, I was like 8, I guess, which is the appropriate age to be playing Doom. Yeah, we would go over their house in the summer and just, you know, play video games all day until my parents got home from work. And we spent a lot of time just playing this, and I don't remember if any of us were even good at it. We would play this, and we would turn down the in-game music and play the Backstreet Boys. Now, I'm gonna let that sink in for a second. But that was, you know, the mid-late 90s. The hell else were like some 8, 9, or 10-year-olds gonna listen to? Nirvana? So I honestly, you know, sometimes I still hear, you know, those Backstreet Boys songs will occasionally come on now and again, and I just associate them with Doom. Come on. Good waste of ammo. I'm sad Vine Meat isn't a stand. Oh, Jesus, hi. Busy reading the chat. I knew there was somebody down there, I just didn't expect them to come up. I'm sad Vine Meat isn't a standard emote. I'm sad just anything isn't just, you know, globally usable. But then there would be a lot of Twitch emotes to keep up with. Or you should be able to choose like 10 or like 20 that you really want, and just you can use those, or I don't know. Okay, I'm going to go back and get a few things. The Doom Imps, Backstreet. Yes, the Doom Imps singing Backstreet Boys. Oh, God. Who else, I mean, would have ever paired these two things together? There's some bullet boxes in here, right? And I gotta go back and get the supercharge, so... there's some. But yeah, I was so happy when they just out of nowhere put this on the Switch. Just, I mean, this is as close to... I mean, it's the ultimate Doom, because it includes Episode 4. But, I mean, this is as close to that original experience as I've ever owned. I think there's like a few things missing. Like, I don't like that when you get the secrets and it doesn't acknowledge when you get a secret. Like it used to have the it would have like the text come up on screen and it would say a secret is revealed or something. How are you supposed to know what's a door? I know, that's kind of especially for secrets. I mean, I'm gonna get the secrets in, you know, some of these early levels, but once I get a little further in, I'll start missing them because I just don't know where shit is. I stick with the shotgun a lot. Oh, hi, Spectre. And I don't know if that's really the best strategy, but it works for me. I mean, for far distances, like, it's probably not what you're supposed to use, but it is powerful. It's slow, but this is, like, I go to the other weapons on, like, special occasions, like when I know, like, some shit is going down. And I feel like it's easier to conserve ammo with. Sometimes. Plus at this difficulty there seem to be a lot of shotgunners, so there's not really a shortage of ammo. But yeah, this just popped up one day. Like, rumors were starting to come out, like, within, you know, like, hour to hour that Doom was suddenly, like, classic Doom. Doom 1, 2, and 3 were, like, suddenly appearing on every console, or every platform, or whatever. Hi. And then, just out of nowhere, just Doom on, Switch. I shouldn't have done that yet. And it's only $5. I was like, I have $6. So hell yeah. Actually, I only paid like $2 something for it because I had like a bunch of gold points from Mario Maker, I guess. So yeah, I essentially got this for like maybe $2.50. I'll get Doom 2 at some point. Doom 3, not interested in. I like the classic ones. I would, if they put Doom 64 on here, I would get into that as well. I've never played that one all the way through. and that still has the same general feel as Doom 1 and 2. Come back from that. Gold points is basically how I got the Sonic Mania DLC for free. I forget, I got something like for free, or like a couple things for free, because I bought like so many things, and I just never used my gold points for so long because I didn't realize what they were for. Oh hey Ben, how's it going? Kill, kill, kill. Yes, that's literally just what this game is. I mean, there's barely any plot. It's just go in and shoot. And I think that's why I like it more than modern first-person shooters, because it's literally just go around and shoot. And honestly, I like that you're not killing people. I mean, obviously, you know, like the shotgun guy there was like, he's a zombie, so it doesn't count. But like even like Wolfenstein 3D, kind of like, that game was always like unsettling to me, even though it was more primitive and like, I mean, this isn't exactly realistic either, but it was just like something about like killing actual people. But I mean, I don't know. I played the hell out of GoldenEye 007 and killed normal ass people in that, so. Like, I'm not opposed to first-person shooters for that reason. I'm just... if people play them, I don't give a shit. I just don't. It's not really my thing. But the classic ones, I love these. Where it's just like, find your way through the level and kill everything along the way, and like, there's secrets and shit. It feels more video gamey to me, this does. And like, this caught like such a large amount of scrutiny back when it came out. Because like, it was so... I don't remember anybody caring about Wolfenstein. I guess that one like flew under the radar. But then like when like Doom and Mortal Kombat came out like back to back, and then people had a fit because there was now blood in video games. Oh Jesus, what the? Something trapped me. I think it was the pinky, I couldn't get out. That screen got very red. Is there a med kit back here? Or... yeah, there we go. Oh, I have like no armor now. But yeah, it was weird that I played this at a time when this was under such fire. And I really was like... I didn't play this like when it first came out. Very first came out. It was a few years later. Mid-late 90s. But I was still like young. And I guess the ESRB was in place by that point. And I was only 8 playing like Mortal Kombat and Doom and shit. The new Wolfenstein game, Youngblood, is a lot of fun. Co-op Nazi killing is awesome. I'm all for that. If, you know, if you're gonna kill people in a game, make them Nazis. We were... it got to the point where, like, I was so into this game that my friend who had it, he also had Jibkill. He also had the Super Nintendo version. which, since I didn't have a computer, I coveted very much. Even though it kind of, you know, looking back, the Super Nintendo version is like almost, it's barely playable. But it's kind of awesome in a way that they even got it on the Super Nintendo. Jesus. Yeah, he had the Super Nintendo version in addition to whatever he had on PC. Shareware. I can't say shareware apparently. And at one point he was upgrading to the N64. He was getting rid of his Super Nintendo in favor of the N64, and he was giving away all his games to friends and stuff. And not going to take that exit because there's another exit. And he was going to give my brother and I each a game out of his collection, and I wanted Doom, and my brother wanted Link to the Past. And we did not end up getting either of those. We got games from him, but we didn't get those. And like, my mom, or like my parents, they knew about Doom. They knew what it was. They knew what I was playing. They saw like the news about all these violent video games, and here I was playing it anyway. And they didn't, I don't know, they didn't seem to care too much. But when we knew we were going to get, I was going to be getting Doom from this friend of ours. You know, like, I had been talking about it, and, you know, my parents were aware. They're like, yes, you can have this game when he is ready to give it away. And one day, my brother and I were in the supermarket, checking out, like, with my mom, and we were checking out, and she's paying or whatever, or bagging, and my brother and I are just, like, fucking around, like play fighting or something, and I can picture it vividly, but it was like such a quick thing that I don't remember exactly what happened, even though I can visualize it. I don't know. We were like play fighting, and one of us started yelling mercy, and my mom thought she heard us yelling murder, and I guess immediately associated that with this game, and thinking like, oh, they learned that word from this bloody shoot game. And after that, I was not allowed to get Doom. And instead, I ended up with, and this is not really a bad thing, I ended up getting Mega Man X instead. And, also, as I said, my brother was set to get Link to the Past, and for a completely different reason, he did not get that, because our friend's neighbor or whatever, he wanted Link to the Past because he wanted to play the fishing minigame, which, if I need to remind anybody, there is no fishing minigame in Link to the Past. I don't know what this kid thought he was getting. I don't know if he got it confused with Ocarina of Time. But he got a game that we wanted for a reason that didn't exist. So my brother got Mario Paint. So, not really a bad thing overall. All four of those games are great. Probably better that we ended up with those two. And I don't think it was too long before I would get Link to the Past anyway. Link to the Past was one of my first second-hand games, like, that I purchased used. Keep forgetting to save at the beginning. But to this day, I do not own Doom on Super Nintendo. My whole point behind that tirade, though, was that this is the first time that the original Doom has appeared. There's a Pinky here, or a Spectre, rather. This is the first time that is gonna hurt. Classic Doom in this level of accuracy has appeared on a Nintendo console. Because Doom for SNES was very sluggish, and I think it was like missing stuff. Then it was eventually on the Game Boy Advance, which is also not... It's a little better, it plays better than that Super Nintendo version, but it's still got a lot wrong. It's not bad, but I was honestly, before this came out, I was planning on streaming the Game Boy Advance version of Doom, almost half as like a joke. Because like the resolution is like 5. But I was going to try and stream it anyway. But then this came out, and I was like, that makes things a whole lot better. Or Link's Awakening. Yeah, he might have been... I don't know, because like at the time, like there was like an overlap, I think, when... I don't know. I might be misremembering if Ocarina was even out at that time. Because I know, like, later on, we definitely... That same friend did have Ocarina of Time. And he did have GoldenEye, and we played the hell out of those games as well. And we did, in fact, spend a lot of time just fucking around with the fishing minigame. I never really played it. I just, like, watched him and my brother play it. I never played Ocarina of Time very much until the 3DS version, which is shameful, I know. That was, like, my first full playthrough of Ocarina. And I've still not played Majora's Mask. I've not played most of the 3D Zeldas. I've played Ocarina, and I've played Wind Waker, and that's it, I think. I might have to play Breath of the Wild, even though that is extremely overwhelming to me. Just because, like, I'm just kind of really excited that Breath of the Wild 2 is happening. And now I kind of, like, I want to just play the original anyway and get ready for it. I mean, the whole reason I held off on Ocarina for so long as a kid was, it was overwhelming compared to, like, the other Zelda games. Oh, hi. Like, it seemed, like, so massive at the time. Like, I was gonna get lost, I wasn't gonna know what to do, there was, like, too much. And now, you know, Breath of the Wild is, like, today's Ocarina of Time for me. I didn't play Ocarina because my dad didn't get an N64. I mean, did you play it, like, eventually down the line before the 3DS version came out? Or were you like me, like you had just never played it until the 3DS? Shouldn't have done that. I mean, you know, even the other 3D Zeldas, you know, pre-Breath of the Wild still kind of, like, overwhelmed me. I don't know why I played... Oh, I think I got Wind Waker. There was, like, when it was on the Wii U. When they did the HD remake for the Wii U, there was some promotion where if you got one game, you got another game free. And whatever game that was, Wind Waker was like the only other game on that list that I was interested in, so that's why I bought it and then eventually played it. And I love it, but I don't know, like, they seem so intimidating to me, and then that keeps me from... Probably I would enjoy these games, but I'm too afraid to play them. Dad loves Zelda 1 and 3, hated 2. I like 2 now. I'm going to stream that at some point. And Awakening, and obviously the next step was Ocarina, but he got a PlayStation and got into Final Fantasy VII instead. That was like the thing back in the day. It was like, you had to make that choice of, do I want N64 or PlayStation? Like, nobody had both. It was like you had to go to one friend's house to play the PlayStation and one friend's house to play the N64. And I did play, like, I never owned anything but Nintendo systems. But I did, I guess, I know I played PlayStation to some extent, but I don't remember what I actually played on it. Same with PS2, Xbox, oh, there's another one. This secret level is really not even worth it, because you end up, like, I finished the last level with complete maxed out health and armor, and now I'm going to be finishing this level with, like, less than 100. But I just feel obligated to go to this level every time because it exists, and I know the secret. Let's do some platforming in a first-person shooter. Oh my god. I just want those first couple. I don't even want all of them. Please. I just want the rockets and the shotgun ammo. There we go. Okay. I think a big reason for that choice was his roommate that at the time had it, and he was constantly replaying the first mission because said roommate didn't have a memory card. Yeah, that was like the new thing, like, oh, I gotta get a memory card for my game now? I mean, Nintendo 64 did not have traditional memory cards. You didn't need them. But they did have that controller pack, and that sure could hold 2 games worth of data. Is that everything? Are we done here? Kitchen Ace is the name of this song. Kitchen Ace and taking names, I suppose. My name is Reggie. I'm about Kitchen Ace and taking names, and we're about making games. I love when they fight with each other. That seems like it... You'd think that would be, like, too advanced of a thing to happen in this game. But the madmen did it anyway. Then I got a GameCube, and my stepdad got a PS2, which he ended up giving me when I moved in exchange for them keeping my Wii. So that was a very good period of games. People shit on the GameCube. Or at least they used to. I mean, maybe it's like nostalgic now. But I don't know why, like, the GameCube caught so much flack. GameCube was great, and it had great games. I mean, I guess it was just like the power war going on with, like, oh, now there's PS2, now there's Xbox. And those systems are stronger than the GameCube, and I don't know. See, I kind of don't know a lot of that stuff because I just never paid attention to anything aside from Nintendo. And I kind of still don't. I always miss a secret on this level, and I don't know where it actually is, so... Not that I'm going for 100%, but... They're supposed to... I guess it's not here on this difficulty. There's supposed to be like a radiation suit here. But I guess because this is harder, it's just not there. It's fine, we don't need it. Just wade into the acid. Probably should have saved that for later, actually. I don't know. I'm not a Doom master by any means, but I'm like halfway decent at it. Come on. This is why the shotgun's not really good for distance. It's there's less accuracy as it goes on, I believe. I don't like that wall. I don't know if that's a secret or not, something there, but... So this is the famous, I'll show you in a second. This is the famous swastika room. As you see on the map, it is not a swastika, but in the original release of Doom, that was a swastika as like a callback to Wolfenstein, and They ended up catching a lot of flack for that and had to change it. I just remember, like, I don't know, I watched, like, a few, like, interviews and stuff with John Romero, and, I think some of the other staff on occasion, because I'm kind of fascinated with this game and its history, even though this, you know, like, I haven't really continued with the first-person shooter, genre. I'm backed in here. Yeah, I remember there was like an interview with him, and they were saying like, oh, John Romero's a Nazi, and he's like, I literally made a game where you kill Nazis. That's what I put that in there for. Why would you think I support them? I do not like this maze area. Didn't I say like 2 minutes ago I'm halfway decent at this game? So, since this will probably not be topical anymore by the next time I stream, I would like to take a moment and talk about, you know, the hottest topic right now. Can you guess what it is? I would like to talk about the Popeyes chicken sandwich real quick. It's not that good. I don't understand why this is such a big deal. I don't understand why people are losing their goddamn minds. It's not like nobody has ever put a piece of chicken between two pieces of bread before. I don't know where the hype came from. I saw it, like, they and Chick-fil-A got into a fight on social media because, haha, corporations are totally people. And our food is lit, fam. You should totally eat it. We're relatable. And I saw that, and I didn't really think anything of it. I thought that was just going to be, like, a one-day thing. And then, like, a couple days later, I went to the store, and my brother was like, do you want to get Popeyes on the way? And I like Popeyes. Popeyes is pretty good. They got pretty good chicken. And I usually just get the tenders, and they're fine. And he was like, do you want to get Popeyes on the way back? I want to try that new chicken sandwich. And I'm like, oh yeah, what's up with that? I saw that the other day online. There was like a whole big thing. I'm like, maybe I'll try it too. Well, we went over to Popeyes, and I've been to that Popeyes a good number of times. And I've never been in there with more than one other group of people. And no one is ever at the drive-thru. It's dead. Nobody cares. And this day, we went, and there were cars wrapped around the building, almost out into the street. And I have passed that Popeyes a couple times since then, and the cars have been out into the street as we drove by. So, this is still going. I mean, it was packed inside, and everybody, like, I didn't really know, like, I mean, I pieced together that, oh, this has to probably be about that fucking chicken sandwich. And everybody just heard about it, and everybody wants to try it because it was trending. There were like 4 or 5 people ahead of me. and everyone in there was just like loud and like, "Are you here for the chicken sandwich? Are you here for the chicken sandwich? This better be the best chicken sandwich I ever fucking had." I had it. It was literally just a piece of Popeye's chicken between bread, and a couple of pickles, and like the tiniest droplet of sauce that you couldn't even taste. So it was literally just Popeye's chicken, some pickles, and some bread. It's not worth it. It wasn't bad, it was just not anything special. Don't wait in line for it, like, for that long. For any period of time. If you go by your Popeyes and you see that there's a line, go to McDonald's or something. Just go to Wendy's. You don't need it. I mean, was it better? The whole thing was like, oh, they're encroaching on Chick-fil-A's territory because, again, like I said, no other restaurant has a chicken sandwich. But yeah, they're like, oh, this is getting on Chick-fil-A's territory, and then they had like a spat on social media. And I've had Chick-fil-A's chicken. I don't go there anymore. And I will not go there anymore. Fuck Chick-fil-A. Fuck the Oscars. You know the deal. Look, as far as that goes, you know, Chick-fil-A is not that great. They're okay. But McDonald's has a better chicken sandwich than Chick-fil-A. And I'm not joking. I know that's like blasphemy. I know that's like invoking the wrath of fast food restaurant gods to say that McDonald's is good at anything. I genuinely like McDonald's. I came around to that thing. I used to hate it as a kid, which is when you would think I would love it and then hate it as an adult. But no, I flipped. But no, McDonald's, go get their buttermilk crispy chicken sandwich. I do not like mayonnaise, so I get it without mayonnaise. But instead, I ask for some honey mustard, and I put the honey mustard on there, and it tastes great. Almost sounds like KFC chicken a little. Popeyes and KFC are like almost the same thing. From what I remember, I haven't had KFC in a long time. I haven't had KFC since they had like Gen 1 Pokemon toys. If that's indicative of the last time I was at a KFC. But from what I remember, they're pretty much the same. I think Popeyes is a bit better. I don't know. Are we doing, I guess, maybe like fast food ranking talk now? But I'll do it. I don't mind. I'm a piece of trash. I eat fast food. I don't give a shit. I don't care. I just... It's a guilty pleasure for me. It really is. I don't eat it like every day. I don't think I could. Chick-fil-A can fucking burn. Absolutely. I will not. I mean... It's bullshit. I don't know what else to say. Don't fucking... I'm not gonna eat at a place that is actively... I'm not giving my money to you so then you can give that money to organizations that are going to try and erase people's existence. What should I do here? Oh, I already hit that. Brilliant. You gonna come back down, or? Yeah, my stance on Chick-fil-A is don't fucking eat at Chick-fil-A. They're terrible people. Don't support them. They're not that good. I don't know why everybody's like, well, their chicken sandwich is really good. Like, really? Is that how you're gonna weigh the things, like the chicken sandwich over people's lives? Like, there's nothing else you... Like, Chick-fil-A is your only option. When has there ever been a Chick-fil-A just not near any other fast food restaurant? You have options. Don't give me that shit. I really want some waffle fries. Like, all of a sudden, like, that came out about them donating to, like, anti-LGBT stuff, and it keeps popping up, and it just keeps kind of, like, getting brushed under the rug. But anytime the conversation comes up, it's like, their food's so good. It's... Nobody talks about Chick-fil-A any other time. And then all of a sudden that comes up and you're gonna say, no, it's the best food. Anyway, not to get onto like a rant or anything. I don't know if there's a secret around here. The specters. I don't know how well the specters are gonna show up on like the capture. Well, you can probably see that one. Does anyone know when I get Brendan in Pokemon Masters? I don't even know what Pokemon Masters is. I just see everyone talking about it. I somehow missed the memo on that one. I have no idea what it is. I've seen like some screenshots of like, you know, like gym leaders and stuff, I guess, and that's it. I don't know what it is. Is it a mobile game? Like, it's obviously not... It's not a Switch game, obviously. I didn't see anything for that. Excuse me while I just fire wildly into the dark. Yeah. I don't know what partial invisibility even does in this game, to be honest. I don't think it's ever helped me in any way. The enemies still come after you. I don't know if there's like some extra level of stealth added. But it can't be that much. One more. No, two more. What else did I want to talk about? I have a list of shit that I wanted to talk about on stream. As if it makes any difference. Come on. But now I'm drawing a blank. I have not taken a drink this whole time. And my mouth is very dry. See, I usually just play this casually on medium difficulty, and I'm just assuming it's going to be the same enemy layout for some reason, and it's obviously not. There's gonna be a shit ton when I go in here. I gotta say, the HD rumble on this feels very satisfying. Which is a feature I did not think I would care about, but a nice little addition. So I can only imagine how that must be on, like, Doom 2016. Or how it's going to be on Doom Eternal. Yeah, Pokemon Masters, I don't know what that is. Pokemon's kind of losing me, if I'm being quite honest. Oh my god, somebody... not interested in Sword and Shield. like, at all. Just kind of ambivalent to it, I guess. It doesn't look like it's... I don't really like the way the region looks. And it doesn't look like they're doing enough different to really keep me interested. But it's like... How much different can you do without breaking the Pokemon formula and then have people complain that it's too different? So I kind of don't blame them. I liked what they did in, I liked how they did it in Sun and Moon, where it wasn't, there weren't gyms. I think I need to go this way first. So like, it still had the same flow of like, oh, you have like these 8 things that you're aiming for, and then the Elite Four or whatever. But they weren't gyms, they were like trials. And they were like, you had like different tasks or whatever. I don't really remember it that well, to be honest. But, I thought that was nice. Different thing. But, other than that, I keep going into every new Pokemon game wanting to have like the same... I want it to give me like the same high that I had when the original Pokemon came out. And it never does. I think the closest I ever got to that was Gen 5. Because I had not played Generations 3 and 4. And then I had picked up Soul Silver when that came out on the DS, out of like nostalgia, and then that kind of coaxed me back into Pokemon. And I was like hesitant on getting Black and White, and like one of my friends had it, and he kind of convinced me on it, because the thing that appealed to me for it was that there were, when you started, the main story, I don't think there were any old Pokemon. It was all the new Pokemon, like new to that generation, and that kind of made me feel like give me the same feeling that the original game did, where it's like you're going in, you don't know any of the Pokemon. It's like almost like a blind thing. You don't know like what to expect. And that enticed me more. Gen 6, I did not like Gen 6 like at all. And I barely remember that, honestly. It was not memorable. There was nothing that like stood out about it for me. But then Sun and Moon was pretty good. But even that just kind of didn't really do it for me. So I'm thinking I'm gonna just pass on Sword and Shield, unless, you know, between now and the release, if they announce some like crazy new thing that really gets my interest, then maybe I'll go for it. But even like the whole what is it called, like the Dynamax, Dyna something, I think it's Dynamax, right, with the fucking giant Pokemon. you'd think that would be very on brand for me to kind of be like, okay, I'll check this out, but that doesn't even really do it for me. I like that a lot better than, like, Z moves, or whatever the fuck that was. I like it better than Mega Evolutions. Never really understood the point of, like, any of that stuff, but I feel like I rarely ever used it. And when I did, I felt like it was extremely broken. Like it was just hitting the win button. I liked Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Didn't play X and Y until after, and it was terrible compared to Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire. I didn't play the remakes of Gen 3 just because I had never really played Gen 3. So there was like no reason for me to... I mean, I guess, you know, the reason would have been to like experience it for the first time, but in a new way. But I feel without any nostalgia for it, I would be missing out on a lot of the stuff, so I just didn't bother. I heard way better things about those than anyone has ever said about X and Y. Didn't X and Y have like some really fucking annoying characters too? Like your rivals or friends or whatever? I don't remember which one had like the really terrible characters. Dynamax and Gigantamax? I only heard about the Dynamax. I don't know. I am into anything that will make something a giant because I'm weird, but you know, I like the idea of kaiju Pokemon. But it's not like the gameplay is dedicated to being a Pokemon kaiju, so I don't really care that much. I'll watch, like, if somebody, like, if Vinny streams it, I'll watch him, absolutely. There's a lot of games where I'm like, I don't want to play this, but I will gladly watch somebody play it. It's not sounding likely that he will? Oh. Well, I knew he was, like, kind of on the fence about it, but for some reason I thought he, like, came around to it. I don't know why I thought that. I don't blame him if he doesn't. I mean, I think he's... If I remember correctly, he kind of had, like, some of the same opinions as I did. And he's not really that big on... Like, he's not even as big on Pokemon as I am, and I'm kind of fair weather. You were just waiting for me, weren't you? Oh, this part is bad. Maybe I'll, I bet Game Grumps will probably play it. I think they're, like, obligated to play anything that's, like, a super mega release. So, maybe I'll see it via them. There's a lot of shit coming out, and frankly, like, I gotta kind of pick and choose. So, I mean, it's gonna be... like Link's Awakening and Luigi's Mansion for me. And that's going to be it for a while, if I can even get those two. So anything extra is kind of like not on the table right now. And Sword and Shield definitely does not rank higher on my list than those two. But again, I'm not so disinterested that I won't watch it. I'm curious. Where's that suit? A lot of my interest in Pokemon is rooted in nostalgia, to be honest. And I know that's like not the best thing. But I do have like so many memories, and like really great memories from when like Red and Blue first came out. So I'm always wanting to like harken back to that. I know there's an ambush. I just don't know what I should use. Just mow them down. Wasn't even all of them. I should really use the chainsaw more. But I feel like I never really get in there really good with the chainsaw. It definitely works best on pinkies. Carve that demon brisket. Now at Arby's. Oh, there's a... Hello. Really did not see this one. Could you imagine if Arby's had some fucking demon brisket? That'd be fucking badass. Fucking chicken sandwich. I'll line up for demon brisket. Jube kill. I'm not going to keep announcing them, but I love it. Oh my god, they don't stop coming. And they don't stop coming. Jesus. Lost fucking more health here than with that giant ambush. Brilliant. I wonder if I can snipe them through here. Probably not. Oh, maybe. Yeah, I think I got him. Whoa. I do dislike these little areas where it's like somebody is way above or way below you. And you can't see them because you can't look up and down in this game. I know there have been like mods where like they added like looking and jumping and stuff. But I do mostly like this as it is. But some of that is just, like right here, is just not really... It's too hard to fight back, because you can't really see what you're doing. Hello. A lot of jib kills. Whoa. Whoa, what the... Oh. Just being assaulted from all sides. Oh. Shit. I think that comes back. I hope it comes back. Yeah. I do love the Doom guy's face at the bottom. That was like one of my... When I first played this, I don't know why I loved that feature so much. I guess because like this was like the first first-person shooter I played. And so it was like... it was like the first time like not being able to see your character. And so like I liked that little representation of like how hurt he was as you went on. There was, like, years, oh my god, many moons ago, on, like, the old Cartoon Network website, where they had, like, you know, games and shit you could, like, there were, like, Flash games and then, like, games you could download. And there was, like, a first-person shooter Dexter's Lab game that was, like, an obvious parody of this, because it had Dexter's face at the bottom, like looking side to side, and I thought that was like hilarious when I was 10 or whatever. It felt much rarer when I was a kid to see things reference other things. Particularly in, like, children's media. Not, like, you know, obviously fucking The Simpsons was around by then. And they were also not the first to ever make outside references to things. But my point being that it was not... not an impossible thing. It was just something that I didn't see very much until later on. So anytime there was like a reference to like a video game or something, that would be really exciting for me. Anytime you would hear like a Mario noise in a cartoon. Where did that come from? Oh. See, this is why I'm not going to... When I do the following... when I do the following episodes, I'm just going to do them on normal difficulty. Hurt me plenty. Because otherwise it's just going to be me saying every 2 seconds, where am I being shot from? And I will do the other 2 original episodes at some point, I guess. I think we're just gonna stop after the end of episode 1 tonight. Even though that'll make it, you know, we're almost there already, but that'll make it a much shorter stream than previous ones. But honestly, wait, I don't have the... Where's the blue? It doesn't make that much of a difference. How do I get... Oh, it's over there. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much been... Sam, I think it's been just you and me almost the entire night. So I don't think it's going to be of any consequence if the stream does not last quite as long as previous times. Whoa. Didn't know they were back here. All that for invisibility that doesn't work and I don't need. Because the level is pretty much over. Wait on that. Well, actually, I think once I go to the end, I can't get back, so I'll take it in a moment. Yeah, I actually remembered that you don't only fight the Barons of Hell here. There are a bunch of specters as well. And using the rocket launcher with them hounding you is not a good idea. But I think... which, they're not even that bad. They're powerful, but, like... I mean, this is not a good situation right here, but... they become, like, standard enemies in the following episodes, so... yeah. Not that bad. I want to see something. Well, I'll end it regularly first, and then I'll come back here. Which the end is literally just... you get dragged into hell, basically. Once you beat the big badasses and clean out the moon base, you're supposed to win, aren't you? Aren't you? Where's your fat reward and take it home? What the hell is this? It's not supposed to end this way. It stinks like rotten meat, but looks like the Lost Demos base. Looks like you're stuck on the shores of hell. The only way out is through. To continue the Doom experience, play The Shores of Hell and its amazing sequel, Inferno. So yeah, that's Doom Classic Episode 1 with this extended, kind of cool, honestly, credit sequence. And then a much longer credit sequence of just everyone who works at Bethesda and id, I guess. But thankfully you can skip it. But I want to go back and see something at the end there. I've never thought to do this. And you can just turn on cheats, like, willy-nilly. And I'm curious what happens at the end there if you're, like, invincible. If you just end up not winning because you don't get killed. Probably should have done it when I was, like, right next to it. Oh yeah, I can use the BFG too. What if I kill everybody? Oh, I think the floor is hurting me. Even though I have God mode on, how is the floor hurting me? Alright. I was curious. Now I know. You go to hell anyway. Even if you're invincible. Let that be a lesson to you, kids. Yeah, God, we didn't even go 2 hours. Honestly, I kind of thought it was going to take less time than that, but... Whatever. We'll do another sometime. I still gotta finish Mario World, which is a vastly different game from this one. I don't know what's on tap. I don't know what it is I'm gonna do. But thank you for watching. Thank you for watching some old ass first person shooting action. I love this game. I know it's really not like the kind of thing anybody would associate with me, but I am really a sucker for at least the classic Doom. But yeah, so that's it for now. Thank you guys for coming. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.